just hitting them. I'm like glistening in the sun, like, brass that's been burnt in a furnace, made to perfection, scorched. Anyway, yeah, okay, I'm gonna start it off the right way. What is an ascended master? Ascended masters are souls who come back with a reincarnated purpose above just, knowing what's going on. It's like they know the times. It's like deja vu, but on overload. It's like, you've been here. And then most ascended masters can actually remember this life upon getting here. They remember actually being born. They actually remember being inside of their vessel, inside of their mother. Some of us remember being a spermlet. Like some of us remember being turtles. We remember being apes. Like I have a track in my mind where I remember looking up and stars falling as the ground tore itself under me. And it was survival mode. This is my primitive existence, on this planet. One of my soul's first entering into the physical realm. So, all right, the ascended masters are the ones who remember our past lives, like remembering that the people around you, the people that come even in your family, or people that you've inhabited your entire existence. Like your mom may have been your sister or your auntie in a past life, or even your girlfriend. You never know. It depends on how strong the tie is. It's like a caretake. When someone tells somebody, I will be with you in this life or the next, I will love you forever. That means tandemly, it ties you in a circle. Your soul ties are people who you have known your entire existence. So when you're born, everybody minus the new souls have new existence. So they're coming in for the first time to experience this. But all right, so the ascended masters are the ones to remind you that this is more than just from life to death. It's literally more than just I live, I die. The rules are sit here so you don't do anything stupid, because it's technically all on you. You can basically do whatever you want. You can live life to the fullest, be free, build structures, go against the code, go against the matrix if you wanted to. You can, fight tyranny. You can be a tyrant, king, because they've been tyrant kings throughout our whole inhabitability of this planet. Heaven, hell, all of that shit is things that we create as human. Once we get here into the physical realm, everything in the spiritual realm had been set up already. It's like once we came into existence, a place to go when we pass through this phase has already been created, or it came into existence the moment this field came into existence. The physical field. You have physical and non-physical. Now, there are physical fields all throughout the universe. I mean, fields like planets, star systems that house planets, and planets that are able to be turned into hospitable planets. We can create heaven. That's the whole point. You can create heaven or end up in a hellish landscape. Like right now, we're all searching for salvation. It's because we put ourselves through hell. We literally put ourselves through hell as a creature. Like we went to war against each other. We didn't have to go to war. We could have found common ground. We've been fucking off on each other's wives and girlfriends and shit, freaking touching kids and shit. We've been putting ourselves through this hell to create even more of a hell, and it makes it harder to climb out of it and see heaven in front of you. So you want to keep being like, okay, God's gonna save us, Jesus gonna come, he's gonna goddamn come save us. You stuck in a circle that you put yourself in. You're stuck in that shit. Like, I'm not, trust me, I'm just here living my life. I'm not even waiting to die. I'm going through my ascension process like you should be. I'm learning to just accept things for what they are. Like, I know to accept things for what they are, I got to accept the things that we did as humans, period. Like, I can accept the universe, thank the creator of all things for the earth itself, because we as humans did not do that. We didn't create the earth. We just did it. That's just one thing we didn't do. Now, are we capable of doing it? Yes, very capable of creating or taking a planet and creating an earth. We're very capable of creating a habitat. We do that now on this planet where we're on. We create ecosystems and habitats. This lets you know how close to God we are. Now, how are you doing this? Some of us are just woke, enlightened. We're born enlightened. So we're born to do this shit. Your purpose is to innovate the world and existence as we know it. And it's different ascended masters that have been charged with that. Your purpose is to innovate life and make it better for the species of human. Now, mind you, it's versions of us down here. We just down here to mess shit up. Like, you want to come down here and go to war and put people in religion. I like, that's another thing. Another thing. One more thing before I go off of this live, because my phone's running hot. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm proud of all black folks who feel like, or all the so-called black folk, or the darker hued people of this planet who like, I'm going to Africa and I feel like I'm home, and white people this and white people that, and black guys with white wives. Look, none of that shit even matters because you're human. Like I said, you put yourself in a situation. You created your own hell on all sides. So now, in order to make it to heaven, you're going to have to deal with your hell. You're going to have to walk through hell and make it out. That means you're going to have to correct the things that you don't want in your surrounding to create your heaven. You're going to have to get rid of all this negative shit. You got to get rid of racism because it doesn't exist. You got to get rid of all the hatred. You got to get rid of these invisible borders that keep us from being good people towards each other, because none of it really exists. We got to get rid of this so-called, I'm Christian, I'm Hebrew. Don't bring it together, because it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, some of you are worshiping the same God. Some of you are worshiping many others. And when I'm saying you're worshiping gods, you're worshiping ancestors. Sometimes it's a physical ancestor who lived and died and did great things or did great works. And so we rose them up and praised them like they were gods. And sometimes it's just imagination. It's a figure that went too far. It was an ancestor that did so much shit and people exaggerated, like Nimrod. Look at Nimrod. Now, not knowing whether Nimrod was an error of man or an actual man himself. When it comes down to Jacob, we don't know if Jacob was an actual error of man in their migrations across the land and becoming tribes, multiple tribes. Same thing with Moses. We wasn't there. We don't know if these people were single people until we found the graves. Wait, we found what we think could be the graves. So if you found the graves, then now you know that this person was a single person who belonged to a tribe. So when you bust all the way back and you get back to Adam, you're trying to figure out if Adam was a single person or if Adam was a tribe of men. Like, when it comes down to it, the whole, okay, we want to try to tie everybody into one single freaking hominoid ancestor. They're doing that so they could squash. Like, people want to do that so they can be like, look, if we can figure out or come to the conclusion that we're all connected and we're all related and we can prove it, then maybe the wars will stop. Maybe we'll stop fighting each other. Maybe we can figure out how to end these blood feuds that are generational curses, generational blood feuds. I mean, things that happened hundreds of years ago when the Saxons invaded this region of that area of Spain, and they took over that and they put them all in a war. Now they like, vengeance is real. When it comes over here, they want to say, okay, put this into perspective. White and black, the whole concept of white and black wasn't even invented until like 1911, 1912, somewhere around there. And it was to separate the black man from the white man. Seeing is where you wanted to say the black house, which we have dominant genes. We have some real genes in us. Now, when we fuck, that baby gonna be dark skinned no matter where we go. Like, that baby might even come out light. That baby gonna get dark no matter what. Over time, you're gonna realize this a light skin. This is just a nigga. Like, damn, I thought he was mixed, but now you just starting to look like a light-skinned version of your daddy. Like, the fuck? Like, this is how it goes. Like, this is us. Now, look, they separated and made it to where we, black man, you want to notice why the black woman didn't really have it that hard. Because basically, all women, all white women, black women, all them free. Like, white men kind of created this shit so they could keep us from mating with white women or any other women that wasn't part of us. That's why now you got so much resentment. You got black men like, well, I'm gonna fuck an Asian girl. Well, I'm gonna get me a Latino girl. It's because everything's been kept away from you. You've got your nuts cut off when you just looked at a white woman or any woman like that your master didn't want you looking at. She could be black. You be another woman of your species. If your master say, don't you look at those hoes, don't you look at those harlots, those aren't for you, John. And John got a yes, sir, boss. You know what I'm saying? That ain't for you. You can't fuck till your master say fuck. That's how I go. You know what I'm saying? It's breeding. You know what I mean? Look, it's enough to upset you. But the most upsetting part is how it all came about. It ain't necessarily even trickery most of the time. It's just agreements that were made, whether seemingly fair or unfair. Now, later on in the future, we're going to be like, hey, he tricked me. He took my jewels for freaking dirt. Like, he offered me this dirt and said that this dirt was harmonious with the universe, but it wasn't. Yes, it is. You just ain't figured out how to use it. Now, besides that, he took the jewels, which the jewels were worth more than that harmonious ass dirt. I mean, maybe you can make something in the dirt, but it don't really matter. The point is, you gave up the dirt you gave up the jewels for the dirt. It just is what it is. So years later, now we're mad. We're in circles because, like I said, we created our own hells. Like it go down even with the religion. Like once this holy war got started over whose God is bigger, or who's this person, or whose God is worthy, or what person, what legion. That's when it all really got even more stickier. Like people started using religion just to cap on people. Like, yeah, God don't want you to win. God wants you to be my slave. Man, look, listen. The creator of all things don't want nobody to be a slave. I'm gonna be real with you. He don't want you warring. It's more things out here to do. Why the freak are you going to war? I promise you, the creator of all things do not want us fighting. Now, it's probably demigods and motherfuckers less than that we somehow created using our imagination. They probably want us to fight. They want retribution. But anyway, man, I'm gonna leave it with that. Happy people stay happy. I'm gonna give you some positive energy. The reason why, you know what I mean, it might not come out conveyed the way, like, certain other speakers would say it, but I'm delivering this in a way for the person who will understand what I'm saying is technically the same thing that a lot of other teachers are saying, a lot of other ascended masters are saying. It's just they got bigger words, some of them got a bigger vocabulary. Like I said, I took a different choice in life to get to this point. Like I went through my whole what was self-inflicted cuts to grow in life, and then I had to heal from those. And then they're self-inflicted because you discern, like sometimes you're not meaning to inflict damage, but sometimes you got to go through a barb to get to clear water, to get to fresh water. And when you go through that barb, if you're not armored up, you're gonna get some cuts, and you're gonna make it to your water because you're strong. And the fact is, you was determined to get there. Sometimes you got to go through hell to get to heaven. It means to understand what to do and how to accept and appreciate heaven. Sometimes you got to go through something to know how to hold something. It's the same thing. It's just life, man. It's us. We can't just, you don't come out knowing how to hold a baby. You just don't. You don't. You don't come out knowing how to get this money. You don't. You just come out and you learn how to do this shit. You come out and you walk to it. So in the learning process, you're gonna mess up a little bit. What matters is you correct it and you get it right the next time. You know what I mean? Y'all stay up, man. And God is life. God is life. God is life itself. Love, man. Stay up.